education is the way we create our own future, like, on what kind of priorities and principles should it try and move forward?
Well, it's very difficult to recapture things only in an educational system, although an educational system can be very valuable and important, obviously, and I believe my own education was profoundly important in shaping me. But I think things we have to validate the importance of the family, that the way in which you think about the world, the things that you hold to be good and right, are part of what your family inculcate in you, by example, and sometimes by precept. As to schools, I think the first thing I'd say, because a lot of people imagine that the right hemisphere is a bit sort of let it all hang out, that it's sort of a hippie hemisphere. And that's how it was projected in the bad old days, when we used to say things like the left hemisphere is rational and verbal and the right hemisphere does pictures and just gets emotional. The important point for here is that the right hemisphere is not only much better at feeling really the deep emotions rather than superficial social emotions. The ones preferred by the left hemisphere are anger, scorn, derision, a sense of self-pride. These are different from the deep emotions of togetherness, of sympathy, empathy, and so forth. But the right hemisphere is also the hemisphere of control of inappropriate or excessive emotion, which people perhaps didn't expect. And what I'm leading to here is that I don't think that education should just be a matter of do your own thing and let it all hang out. I think it's very important that there should be discipline. And discipline is now a sort of dirty word, but actually the loss of self-discipline in our world, which has been eroded very badly in the last 50 years, with praise of self-indulgence, self-promotion and so forth over self-discipline. This will lead to tyranny, because if we don't discipline ourselves, then there's a need for external constraints on everything. And so you see an explosion of rules and algorithms and principles and handbooks and so on, which none of it should be necessary if people have any sensitivity to what is required of them through a morally cohesive society. So I think the sense that it's not all about us, it is about a society that we build, to be proud of a society and its values in as much as one recognises what they are and agrees with them. But above all, to know more about humanities. I mean, the key is in the word. Without the humanities, we don't really understand human beings. So it's very well to promote STEM subjects, which are the technical subjects, and I'm not saying they're not important at all. But like the left hemisphere not being unimportant, it's very important, it nonetheless needs to be set within a context of what the right hemisphere knows. And so all that technical information is only good if it's set in the context of a broader understanding of what human beings are and where we're going with our lives and with our society. And that will come from studying literature, history, music, drama. These things are not just add-ons, These are the core, in my view. And in the old days, it used to begin with a thorough knowledge of Western civilization, beginning with the Greeks and the Romans and working forward. I expect nowadays somebody will say that that's exclusive or something, but I think it's extremely important. If you want to completely demoralize a people, tyrants have known this, destroy their history, cut them off from their history, and they will lose any will to defend themselves or anything else because they can't see any point anymore. So we really do need to stop being silly about this and accept that we are depriving young people of something very, very important unless we give them a proper grounding in their own culture. And that's not to say that it shouldn't include admiration for things that come from other cultures. I spent a lot of my life trying to emphasize the importance of Eastern values against those of the West. And it's only more recently that I realized that it's really important now, with people taking, sledgehammers and pneumatic drills to Western culture, to say, hang on, this is something completely amazing that we created, and you're using the freedom that it created, almost uniquely in the history of mankind, to destroy it. You have that liberty because of the very culture that you're against. So something absurd is happening in education now, and it involves what is required is not that everybody must go on being educated, quote educated, up to university level. Some people will benefit from university, and I'm sorry, some people won't. And when everybody has to go to university, then the universities themselves become less good places to learn in. I know this is all very unpopular, but it seems to me common sense, actually. And that a lot of people don't want to be in school after a certain age. They become disruptive, particularly boys. And that maybe the thing is to allow them to leave. And if they want to later, I think that university should be a choice we make later, when we've had a little bit of experience of life. And then if you really want to go to university, you have a burning desire to know more about whatever, good, go for it. And let us support such people in doing what they want to do. And that will make a better society and better universities to produce people that will make a better society.